Hi everyone! Well, I'm going to be making up some little gift bags for my friends today. Do you like giving gifts? Yes, it makes my friends very happy. I'm sure it does yours as well. Well, I have got some things here. I've got some apricots, that's right. And I've got, what are these? Yes, can you see? They are chocolates. And some people also like nuts. I've got some walnuts here. I'm going to make them into little bags so I can give them to my friends as presents. Do you think this has got anything to do with maths though? Well, let's have a look at how we explore maths today. Well, I'm sure that you've probably guessed by now. We are looking today at addition. We're adding. So I'm going to be packing some bags and I'm going to have some things out here and I want you to estimate first. So we're going to estimate, then I want you to visualize. Look at the numbers without counting and have a go at visualizing how many are there, and then we can count them. All right, so how many do you think there are? Just how many chocolates? Just quickly have a number in your head. Okay, and how many apricots do you think there are? Okay, just have a number in your head. Okay, all right. You might like to share that with your teacher if she or he wishes to pause the video. And we're going to have a look now at how many those actually are and if your estimate was close. Okay. All right, now without counting, how many do you think there are? Okay, you think 13, I hope, because we have one tin and we know in one tin there are 10. And how many do we have here? We know that there are 3 instantly. We know 1, 2, 3 when we see them in this way. So we know that this is 13. All right. And what about how many chocolates have I got? All right. How many chocolates do I have without counting? All right. You think that there are 7? Okay. Now we can count. We know that there are 4 here and 3 here. And altogether that should make 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. So how many do we have all together? If we add our 13 and our 7, we end up with 20. That's right. We know that because we have 2 tens. And if we were counting by 10, you know how to count by 10. It goes 10, 20. So this is 20. All right. How am I going to actually write that? We have lots of symbols. I wonder how we might write these. We have all different kinds of math symbols and even more than these. Which ones do you think that I'm going to use for an additions number sentence today? Okay, you think I'm going to use 2. Okay, which 2 do you think? Do you think I should use this little line here? No? Well, this looks really interesting. I like this one. I wonder what that is. But that's not an addition symbol, is it? No, this is our addition symbol. This is our very special addition sign. Sometimes we call that a plus sign. Don't we need something else? I know that it has some lines. Maybe it's this one. Not that one? It looks very interesting too. It's this one? Okay, this one. So we're going to need the plus symbol and the equal sign. Wow, okay. Well, how am I actually going to write that? I'm going to figure out first how many was my first lot of numbers. Do you remember? It was a 10 and a 3. And when we write the 10, we write 1 10 because there was 1 10. And how many threes? How many apricots was 3? Fantastic. And because we're adding, we use the addition symbol. Now, what else do we need to put in there? That's right, we need to put how many chocolates there were. And we found there were 7. So we will write in our number sentence 7. Now we know how many that we ended up with. We ended up with 20. 2 tens. 2 tens. And were there any ones left? No, there was 0. 0 ones. Is that it? Oh, that's right, I forgot. The equal sign. We have to put this in to tell us that this, the 13 and the 7, equals, it's the same as 20. Fantastic. All right, let me see if I can make up another bag and help me out. All right, we are estimating again. How did you go in the last estimation? Were you pretty close? It's hard to get it exactly right, but it's fun having a go. Well, how many, I'll bring it closer, how many walnuts do you think there are? Just have a guess. I like to call my estimates guesstimates because it's a bit of a guess. All right, keep that in your mind, or maybe you write it on the board or in a book. How many chocolates do you think that we have? There are quite a lot more than last time, isn't there? Okay, so you've had a little bit of a guess. This is your estimate. You could write it down or you can keep it in your mind. Now let's have a go at counting. We'll put it down and we'll visualize it first. Okay, quickly, how many walnuts? 5. I hope you said 5 because we have them in this arrangement. We could have also had them here, couldn't we? And that could also be 5. Doesn't matter which way, at the end or in a row. All right, and now let's have a look at how many chocolates we can see. All right, quickly, how many do you see? No counting. Well, keep that in your mind. Now let's go and count. We know that we have 1 tin and there are 10. So we know that this is 10. And here we can see that this is 5. And just to check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that we have 10 and 5. And 10 and 5, when we add that all together, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 10 and 5 are 15. Fantastic. And again, look at what we've got. I'm glad. I like to have my friends have exactly the same amount. How many is this again? It is 20. That's right. We've ended up with 2 tins or 2 tens. Fantastic. Well, we know that we're still going to need 2 symbols to write things. We're going to need our addition symbol and our equal sign. Okay, but is it going to be the same number sentence? No, it's not going to be the same number sentence. So how many walnuts did we start with? Okay, we had 5. Fantastic. What do I need to put next? Yes, I need to put my addition symbol. Then after that, we had lots of chocolates. How many did we have? Well, we had 1 tin, so I can write my 1 on the left-hand part, on the left-hand side. And then we had a 5 ones, five ones here. So that's 15. Then next, we're going to put what? I won't forget this time. That's right, the equal sign. And how many altogether? Yes, 20. How many tins? 2 tins or 2 tens. And how many ones did we have left over? 0. Now, what if I had put them around the other way? What if I counted the chocolates first and then the walnuts? How could I write that? This is how I wrote it last time. How many walnuts were there? So I could write 15 first. 15 plus, 15 chocolates. Then how many walnuts? 5 walnuts. Then what do I need to put down? The equal sign. And does the answer, does the amount, the total, add up to anything different? Do we need to count that again? No? Oh, it is the same. It didn't change the amount. We just swapped the order of them, didn't we? Fantastic. So we can still say that there's still 20, 2 tins and 0 ones, 0 units. Wow, that is fantastic. Well, it's your turn now, everyone. You get to find 2 different types of items. You're going to have find 2 of your tens frames that you would have had, or you can draw 2 tens frames. And just remember, when you have found your 2 different items, there might be lots of Lego pieces, or there might be lots of blocks. And see if you can find 2 different types of those items. It might be lots of red Lego blocks and lots of blue Lego blocks. Or I've got snacks and I had lots of chocolate and lots of nuts, and I could mix those around. Once you've found your 2 different types of items, I would like you to remember, first, you're going to estimate. Hold them in your hand or put them in a container like I did, and have a think about, what does that look like? How many do I think that is, roughly? You don't have to get it right. It's just about trying to make yourself get as close as possible. Then once you've done that and you've had a little go at seeing how close you can get, then it's your turn to actually visualize. So put them out on your tens frames and see. Okay, and we are today trying to make them to 20. So make sure that your numbers go all the way to 20, not to 12, not to 8. You should have enough items all together or more to make up to 20. No more, no less. We are looking at the special number 20 today. And when you have done that, just like I did, I use the symbols that we looked at today, addition and equals symbols, and we make our number sentences. When you've done that, I'd like you to make sure that you write 3. You might put this on paper and then glue it into your book, or you might do it straight into your book. And when you've done that, I'd like you to draw underneath. If you've finished all 3 before the time's up, I'd like you to actually draw that underneath. So if there's 15 items, I'd like you to draw, I had 15 round balls of chocolate. And then I would put my plus sign, and then I would put 5 walnuts, and then equals, and then you would have them all together equal 20. All right, well, I hope you have lots of fun finding things. Good luck with your estimating. Have fun.